How y'all doing today, man? Welcome to another edition of the Costa Show, man. The Costa Show presents El Trapo Gotti Production. No more disruption, man. What I'm here to tell y'all about, man, life beyond the ice walls. Life beyond the ice walls goes like this. Um, it's this planet, man. It's snowman shape. It's called Gaia. And on top, you have planet Earth. And at the middle, you have planet Atlas. And at the bottom, you have Akapara. Akapara is pretty much a turtle that holds the world on its back. And with saying that, I'm gonna let y'all get into these videos I'm about to show y'all, man. And please subscribe, like and comment and subscribe to my channel, man. And it'll be great appreciative if y'all can do that for me, okay? But other than that, man, let's get into this, okay? Let's dig into your brain. Let's dig into your mind, man. Let me see how far can your mind go deep in taking this. Because this can get real deep, man. I want y'all to know. So, on that note, check it out, man.
When you go to Antarctica, it's an ice wall. And everybody go like up and they look for the other places. But if you want to find the Anunnakis and stuff, you got to go straight over the ice wall. And you're going to pass a little island. And this island glow, they call it the island of Abraxas. I'm going to tell you something you don't know about Abraxas, right? I'm going to tell everybody God's real name. Because the red moon came and now we at war with the fake god of Earth. We got to kill him. God's real name is Abraxas. So look it up, there's God's real names. They want to pray, they got to pray to Abraxas and Sophia, because Sophia God big. That's his wife, Sophia. And then Jesus, they son. So that's the three that the church got to praying to and everybody was confused. But I just put it together so they know. So it's three, it's Abraxas, it's Sophia, and it's Jesus. That's the Holy Trinity the church talking about. But they ain't gonna give you all the power. But the power is in Abraxas.
It was the fake God.
The God everybody pray to, the God in the Bible. He fake. He psycho. He backdoor. He got locked in a firmament and then he run around trying to lock us in too and say, ain't no other God but me. If somebody told me, be good, I'll be good. But if he told me, be good, I'ma burn you, bitch, burn me then. Stop playing with me, burn me. I ain't scared of you. But you tell me to have no fear, but you gonna burn me? So why I'm gonna listen to you? But when you a kid, they can tell you that, because you ain't gonna make it make sense. But even in the book of Genesis, the first book, God said, let us make man in his image. Who the fuck was he talking to then? After church, they gonna say he was talking to himself. They crazy. They was talking to all the rest of the spirits to make sure that they made man in their image, not in the image of God, not in the image of Abraxas.
This photograph went viral on the internet. Anybody knows where or what place is this? It looks like a city surrounded by an ice wall. The buildings looks unusual also. It's like a city in another world beside our known world, as we know it.
Documentary Beyond the Ice Wall explores the fascinating concept of the other side of the Earth's ice walls, which some people believe could harbor a hidden and advanced civilization. The documentary delves into theories about the existence of a hidden world beyond our understanding, and the possibility that it could be home to a more advanced human civilization, or even aliens. It also investigates the idea that the ice walls could be a barrier that keeps this advanced society hidden from the rest of civilization, possibly explaining the mysterious UFO sightings and strange phenomena that have puzzled scientists and enthusiasts for years. The documentary Beyond the Ice Wall features interviews with experts, scientists, and enthusiasts from a variety of fields who have studied the phenomena related to the ice walls and the possible existence of a hidden civilization beyond them.
This is real. But look at all the intricate details. Look at this city. Now, I know there's a lot of maps that do talk about cities underneath the ice caps, and even on the other side of these ice caps. And there's even maps out there, which I am going to show one. So could the
Just go. That's a drone. Is it? That's unreal. So they are not aliens?
No. What we call aliens are simply the civilizations living beyond the ice wall of Antarctica. It's not some distant galaxy or a sci-fi fantasy, it's Earth. Right here, hidden in plain sight, but beyond what we're allowed to see. These advanced civilizations have technology so beyond our understanding that when their ships soar through the skies, we mistake them for extraterrestrial crafts. But they're not from space, they're from regions on this planet we've been kept from exploring. Why the lie? The oligarchs, the ones pulling the strings, want to keep us in fear of the unknown. Aliens, outer space, it's all a smokescreen. They don't want us asking questions about what's really out there. These civilizations are light years ahead of us in tech and knowledge. That's why the narrative is controlled. They don't want you to even imagine the idea that there's more to Earth than you've been told. But trust me, it's not aliens coming for us. It's advanced beings from right here, beyond the icy borders we're forbidden to cross.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
Leaked footage of our flat Earth from 1977. This 15-minute footage was taken by a NASA satellite. If you reverse it back up and adjust the settings, you can see the land beyond the ice wall. You can see machinery tracks because they are mining rare materials beyond the ice wall. This is why they don't want you to know about it.
You do the marks.
What planet is this? Just take a photo picture.
Then the ice starts to go from smooth to starting to break up here.
Like, where are we right now? I like how that Earth is meeting the glacier. See that interesting shape?
Oh wow, yeah. Just mesmerized. I've never seen terrain like this.
It's so insane, isn't it?
Oh man, the ice below us is... That's like the Grand Canyon of ice.
Yep. How? Because this is right at the edge of it. Pools of water.
Full ice. Like cold. I don't even know what out here.
Not like nothing you've ever seen, huh?
Nothing like nothing.
It blows away anything we've seen so far.
Just like blown away looking up at the walls and the peaks next to us.
What planet is this? Just take a photo picture.
This video has got people seriously questioning reality. It shows a man who claims he's been exiled from beyond the ice wall. According to him, the land outside is perfect. No war, no suffering, no pollution. He says our world is basically a prison, and he was sent here as punishment. Now, the video is in another language, but translations say he's describing this so-called paradise in vivid detail. Lush, clean air, advanced civilizations. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but he's dead serious. So, what is this ice wall he's talking about? Well, it's a core belief in flat Earth theory. Instead of the Earth being a globe with poles, this theory says the Earth is flat, surrounded by a massive ice ring, which we know as Antarctica. But here's the twist. That icy border, it's supposedly guarded, not to protect us, but to keep us from escaping, or from discovering what's really beyond it. Some believe there are entire continents hidden past the wall, advanced civilizations, new species, maybe even lost human history. Of course, scientists completely dismiss this theory. They say the ice wall doesn't exist, that Antarctica is just Antarctica.
Predatory species of humans beyond the ice wall. You're telling me Richard Constantine conquered the lands within the ice wall because he was running from what was on the outside?
Look, I told you, outside the ice wall, in the outer lands, There are hundreds of other continents, countries, land masses. The ancestral lands are where our conquerors came from, but the land of Panthea is who they were running from.
Panthea?
Not exactly the place you want to book a family vacation, to say the least, but look, it's a dark world, allegedly located on the furthest outskirts of all lands, outside the perimeter of our sun, which can give you some insight into just how, kind of intimidating these people actually are. We're talking about a group of humans with profound genetic differentiations based on their environment. Their retinas are entirely geared toward nocturnal vision. They have zero sunlight. They've evolved into borderline psychic levels of environmental awareness, okay? If one of these things wanted to hunt you and your family down, you'd never even see it coming.
So, what happened? Why were the ancestral families running from the Pantheon?
So the planet Atlas, which is of course the body of the snowman, sits right below us and is accessible beyond our ice caps, our ice walls. And there are actually several different ways in the lore where you can get through the ice wall to explore these faraway distant lands. And before I get into the actual lands, I want to explain those gates a little bit. That way you can kind of get a little premise of what we're going for. The gates are the Sentinel Gate, the Tiger's Gate, the Serpent's Gate, and the Leviathan's Gate. Those are what they've been called, and as you can see in the image, they are labeled here. I'm going to be referencing this map a lot. Get used to it, because that's one of the only references we have. So these gates play a massive role in understanding why certain people are in these lands in Atlas and how they got found. Sentinel's Gate is located at the southern part of the ice wall. The terrain here is pretty flat, dotted with small ponds and marshlands. In these swampy marshlands lives a species of penguin that is much wiser, much more evolved than the penguins that we know. They are the Sentinel penguins. Of course, that is where the Sentinel Gate gets its name from. The very first people thought to have found the ice wall and this break in between, the Sentinel Gate, were the Proto-Yagan, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that, Proto-Yagan sailors. Those sailors got horrifically off course and they ended up getting lost and sailing directly through the Sentinel's Gate. A small number of these sailors stayed here and kind of set up camp and colonized the immediate areas. There's not really much plant life to speak of here at Sentinel's Gate because the land is dotted with just lakes and rivers and ponds and things like that. But those penguins that I mentioned that live here, those are another story entirely. They stand at 2.5 meters tall and are extremely, extremely aggressive. They're literally known for how mean they are and how they'll go out of their way to attack people they see. The Sentinel penguins usually spend days at a time standing completely still, just idling there in this very scary looking position until they're ready to attack their prey. One thing that you'll find in all of these different lands at the gates and beyond the gates into Atlas and beyond is that these places have tribes. They have native people that were settled there a long, long time ago, and I'll try to get into as much deep lore of that as I can. There is a lot of it, and I will not be able to get it all in, so I apologize for the lore purists. I'll just be glossing over some of them, but I'll mention the ones that I think are important. For instance, here at the Sentinel Gate, the Senti people are who kind of run the joint. Each of these tribes is split up by chieftains, and a chieftain rules a certain part of the tribe, and these Senti people are known for not getting cold. Obviously, the areas around here are pretty frigid, and they can get really low in temperature, and these people are known for being hardy. They don't even wear coats. Kind of just walk around naked and they don't even get cold at all. There are other smaller little islands that dot the Sentinel's Gate that were founded by Argentinians, by people from Germany, by people from Spain. All sorts of colonies like that were started many years ago, and the people that allegedly live there now are descended from those. Anyways, that was Gate 104. The next gate I want to mention is the Tiger's Gate, and you can kind of see where this is going just by the name. Now, this break in the ice wall is on the western side of it, so it's on this side, but I think it's that side for you. Whatever. This break in the wall is known for its hilly and harsh environments. Hot springs, volcanoes, and running rivers run wild through here, and the land is untamed. And of course, the gate is named after the tiger species that lives here, known as the Tiger del Glacier, which is just the tiger of the glacier. These are physically massive animals, not too dissimilar to the saber-toothed tigers that we know. These things possess extreme hunting capabilities, and they stalk their prey for days. They can jump and bound like
jumped off a commercial flight and got beyond the ice wall and also got captured by uncontacted tribesmen on a frozen wasteland?
So, man, I stared at the elder. So this place, what is it? He looked past me. These are the lands beyond the ice, the outer world. At this point, I was in a literal shock, right? There are more like other lands? I said. He nodded slowly. Many. Tropical, warm, full of light, peaceful cities. Not all are like ours. Then he leaned in. But you weren't supposed to find them. Man, I was a little scared, but still, I said, I want to go. He raised a hand and grabbed a flare from his apparel pocket. Right, not ours, theirs. Within minutes, I heard the rumble, a craft, smooth like obsidian. And at this point, I knew these people are way more advanced than us. Van stepped out from his craft, tall, gold-lined robes. The Emperor of the Outer Lands, the elder said.
If you've ever wondered where Jupiter is, apparently this is where it is, beyond the third ring of the ice wall, right next to Asgard, and it exists as one of the outer worlds, right next to all of the other planets in the solar system. Now, this is a map that I created, and it was based off of descriptions and drawings that I got from these people who messaged me on Telegram and other places, telling me that they have been to some of these lands or they escaped because there was some kind of war going on. And I've gotten so many messages from people who say that I need to stop talking about what I'm talking about because they are at risk and Asgard is attacking everybody. So I don't know what's up with that, why so many people are saying that, but I'm not saying that I believe these people, but I am also not saying that it is immediately false because there's so much in this world that we don't even know, and I'm just trying to keep an open mind. Here's one of the drawings that was shared with me that I'm allowed to show you. Now this is someone who said that they were being attacked by Asgard and that they are from those middle islands there surrounded by the bigger continents. So if anybody has any experience with drawing maps or any type of artistry, hit me up because I need some help finishing my own map, and I'm going to be adding this in there too. And this all comes back to this photo that we all saw about a year ago, and we don't know if it's fake or not. There's a lot of detail in it, and all of the AI checkers say that it is a real photo, and many people have different stories for how they got this, but I don't know what it is. It looks like there's an ice wall right next to green vegetation in some sort of egg city, and it kind of resembles what Admiral Byrd said 100 years ago when he flew over Antarctica and said he saw green land over there. So if anybody wants to go to Antarctica and see what secrets are actually there, and if there actually is an opening there, join my Discord. That's where we discuss it. There's like 1,500 people in there. And if you'd like to support me so I can keep doing this research, go pick up a shirt and then join the Discord. The link is in my bio at charlietgriffin.com.
He went beyond the ice wall. What are you talking about?
I told you, William Morris, 1785, traversed around the Antarctic Circle until he found it. Summersgate, one of 3 exits along the wall, said that after he went beyond, he was confronted by a massive ship. A guy on the ship asked him what the hell he was doing out here, and after a brief exchange, the man gave William a map and told him to go to the ancestral lands for safety. Said the people inside the wall were tyrannical, that he hadn't seen anybody come out of it in years. So William goes to the ancestral lands. They offer to process him as a citizen, tell him that if he goes back, if the rulers of the inner ice wall find out that he knows about the lands beyond, it could be catastrophic. William spends the next decade in the ancestral lands until he's driven mad and takes all these maps of the real world, brings them back to the inner ice wall, to the Americas, and
I'm going to show you a leaked photo of Beyond the Ice Wall as well as who exactly sent it. And this place exists alongside one of the actual areas on the ice wall where there's land, but we're not sure which gate or area in Antarctica this actually is. Now, this isn't a new photo. I'm going to show that one to you next, but this is the one that came out about a year ago. And a lot of people actually think that this one is real. It shows vegetation, an ice wall, and an advanced egg-like type city going on back there. Now here's the new photo of what is supposedly beyond the ice wall, which shows vegetation next to ice, which is what Admiral Byrd talked about when he flew over Antarctica. And a lot of people are thinking that this is actually up close to that egg-like type city. And now let me tell you who actually leaked this photo. The person who leaked it on their Telegram was Valiant Thor, who, if you've never heard of him, he's from Venus supposedly, and he came to Earth in the 1950s. I also did a reverse image search to see if this was from Greenland or something, but I couldn't find anything, and that's because this is unlike anything we've ever seen before, where there's ice right next to healthy green vegetation. It'd have to be super cold for the ice to stay in a formation just like that. And I also don't think this is AI generated because there's no abnormalities in the grass or anything.
Just because they won't let us sail below the 60th parallel doesn't mean the Earth is flat.
Yeah, what about the accounts from the men who actually did?
What are you talking about?
William Morris, late 1700s, traversed along the Antarctic Circle until he found it.
Found what?
Summer's Gate. Every Glober's worst nightmare, one of the 3 exits along the ice wall. Said the crew was too scared to go through it, but by the time they tried pulling out, it was already too late. Current yanked them through the opening into the other side, beyond the ice wall.
My God.
Sailed through these unknown waters until
what?
They were approached by a massive red ship, unlike anything they'd ever seen back home, and it started blaring an unbearable horn until they finally realized William and his crew were no harm. They brought them up on board, and the captain of this giant red ship introduced himself to William as the leader of the ancestral lands, said his name was Tolliver. Yawning, William was in shock at this point, like trying to take in the fact that there was like this whole reality outside of this ice wall barrier. And Tolliver asked him what he was doing in these waters. William kind of apologetically said, like, I'm sorry, we just wanted...
My friends and I decided to explore what lies beyond the ice wall, and what we discovered was absolutely insane. This sail took us approximately 16 hours to reach what basically felt like the edge of the world as we approached. The scene was unreal. The wall was so smooth we could literally see our reflections. Sarah, being Sarah, decided to step off the ship first. And beyond the ice wall, mountains, waterfalls, and a view that looked like it came straight out of a fantasy novel. We ventured deeper and stumbled upon Mayan-style pyramids. And no, we weren't in South America. Either they copied each other or someone's not telling us something. Then we saw these giant ancient statues, and honestly, they looked like the original settlers. Just got stuck in time. The hieroglyphs carved into the walls. Way different than the Egyptian ones. These had vibes, like they were trying to warn us, but also throwing in some weird emojis. And then this thing flew overhead. I don't know what kind of flying lizard it was, but it looked harmless. Like a dinosaur that's just vibing, until his mom showed up. Then we saw these massive sloths. And I mean massive. My buddy Max? He ran like a chimp, arms flailing, straight toward this golden ancient entrance. I would have stopped him, but I was too busy filming his documentary debut. Later that evening, we explored deeper, right into a mountain shaped like a giant stone face, because clearly we don't learn lessons. Creeped me out. But hey, at least the stone mouth didn't smell bad. Inside, we found strange ancient artwork, the kind that probably costs more than the Mona Lisa. We're not done yet. Follow for more as we venture even deeper into this strange place beyond the ice wall.
They woke up a giant beyond the ice wall.
Why do 90% of explorers never return from the ice caps? The story you're about to hear might just explain why. Deep in the frozen heart of our planet lies a colossal ice wall shrouded in mystery and danger. It hides a secret humanity could never have imagined. An ancient civilization thriving beneath the icy veil. A young explorer, driven by relentless curiosity, breached this icy barrier, uncovering both wonders and horrors. Picture this: cities flourishing under the ice, ancient artifacts from Egypt, Greece and China, perfectly preserved. Their technology is 300 years ahead of ours, allowing control over nature itself, earthquakes, volcanoes, even the weather. Flying vehicles that defy gravity, medical breakthroughs that halt aging, and artificial intelligence with capabilities far beyond our own. But behind this breathtaking beauty lies a darker truth. An empire with unmatched power collaborating with our world's elite to control both realms. As their army looms, secrets unfold, shocking revelations of their intent and their ties to the very governments we trust. Imagine the awe, the wonder, and the chilling reality of a world where the line between ally and enemy blurs. This hidden ice civilization is not just a marvel, it's a cautionary tale of power, control, and the unknown. Stay curious, but remember, some secrets are hidden for a reason.
So you're saying there's an entire country we don't know about?
What if I told you there's a part of the Earth no one's ever seen? At least, not the people you know. Everyone's stuck believing the Earth is this perfect little globe where sure, you just stroll in a circle, and boom, you're back where you started. Cute idea, right? But tell me, why don't we just cross Antarctica? Oh, right, because nobody ever has. You think it's just this cold, useless slab of ice at the bottom of the world, but that's the lie. Antarctica? It's not just land, it's a wall, a barrier. It locks us inside the tiny part of the Earth we think we know. And what lies beyond, that's where things get interesting. The people in power, they know what's on the other side. They make sure you stay clueless like good little sheep, believing you live on 7 continents. But you've got no idea what's out there. Whole continents. Oceans bigger than the Pacific. And humans who have lived beyond that ice wall for centuries were nothing more than their experiment, caged inside this small, controlled space. That's the real reason no one lets you explore Antarctica. They don't want you wandering too far because once you cross that ice, you'd realize we're not in charge of this world at all.
You stole a jet to see if there were really lands beyond the ice wall, to see if the things John Hemington spoke of, the Dark Continent, the Pantheons, actually existed.
Exactly. Look, I had nothing to lose. And so I'm standing outside a maximum security fence at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, masked up. You know, I'm just trying to spot any possible security, but I cut the fence and make my way in. And as I shattered the glass to get into the building, this alarm just starts blaring. And I'm thinking, hell, if there wasn't security on shift yet, they're definitely on their way now, right? And so I'm just sprinting down the hall, hearts racing, until I find the aerial control department. And I just grab the first badge I see off the aircraft key card repository. And as I sprint back out to the flight line to get on one of these jets, I see the facility's security personnel just flushing the place. And I mean, I've got good distance, but they're on my tail. And so as I jump inside a jet and start initializing the engine, I'm seeing security literally just sprint head on in my direction. But I mean, look, I wasn't stopping. I was in too deep at this point. Where it really had gotten out of control, right, was as I start to take off down the airstrip, I see one of the other jets behind me start to rev up. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, I hope these people are ready for the jet chase of the century, because I ain't landing until I'm 1,000 miles beyond the ice wall.
You're out of your mind, man.
Look, it gets to a point, I'm flying south over the Antarctic Ocean. I've got 2 or 3 of these other jets behind me. They're kind of radioing me on the traffic control, just threatening me, begging me to land. I'm saying back to them, like, just trust me. You guys don't understand, right? Like, we've been lied to. Trust me, you'll see what's ahead. They're going, buddy, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, we're just going to come back up around the other side of the globe. You know, they're telling me we're going to hit the Indian Ocean, Australia, right? They were thinking in terms of the global model. But this is where it gets crazy. You know, as they realize I ain't stopping, one of the other pilots says to me, he goes, listen, you land that thing now, we sign an NDA and go home, act like this never happened. But go ahead, continue forward if you must, but just know it's a one-way ticket. You ain't ever coming back.
What did you do?
What I set out to. I could see the wall by this point. There was no turning back. And as I fly over the wall, the other jets behind me just hit wide pivots to turn around, and the pilot radios me one last time. He goes, "Crazy son of a bitch. Good luck, kid." And I mean, look, I just soar off into no man's land. I'm baffled. I'm seeing land masses that have never been accounted for. The navigational equipment on the jet is no longer working, but I know as long as I stay due south, I'll reach Panthea. I'll reach the Dark Continent. And lo and behold, 30 or so hours later, sun goes down and it never comes back up. I start to drop my altitude to get a better view, and there she was. I saw the dark lands. I saw everything that Hemington had spoke of. Look, I landed the jet on a clear landscape, and before I even had a chance to get out, there they were. The Pantheons Hemington spoke of, stepping in slowly. I mean, they were literally surrounding the aircraft. You know, I'm thinking, what the hell are they doing, right? And as I'm getting ready to power up the engine, I can't move a muscle.
What do you mean?
I couldn't move if I'd wanted to. I believe they'd had some sort of control over my central nervous system. Their biofield was just so disproportionately powerful.
That's impossible.
Listen, when an electromagnetic broadcast is strong enough, it can influence another. Okay, it's like an EMP on your nervous system.
What happened?
As they got closer, it got stronger. I felt them probing my mind, wanting to know who I was, where I came from. They saw everything.
What did they want?
My hand started moving against my will and pulled the lever to release the airlock on the door of the jet. 8 or 9 of them came on board.
My God.
As my hands went through the motions of initializing takeoff, I realized what they wanted.
You brought them back here.
At that point, I had no choice.
They used to fucking cut the glands straight from the fucking beaver's ass. Then fucking squeeze them until some nasty yellow goo came oozing out. Sounds fucking disgusting, right? But get this. The fucking goo actually smelled sweet as fuck because of the beaver's diet, and someone thought, hey, let's fucking put this in food. Eventually, they wised the fuck up and swapped it out for fucking chemicals that taste pretty much the same, but here's the fucked up twist. Some fucking perfumes still use beaver goo to this day. And guess what? You might even be fucking sipping on it right now if you've got a glass of your favorite whiskey in hand. Cheers to fucking beaver butt flavoring your fucking drink.
One eternity later.
Which, sits at the top of the elevation, has the most aether, meaning we have the most normal realities, and less magic, less effects, and that sort of thing. Further down you go beyond the ice wall, to Atlas and Akupara, the less aether there is, which means there's more magic, there's more strange effects, there's more weird plants and animals and cultures, and it just gets weirder and stranger the further down you go. With less aether means the laws of nature and the fabrics of reality don't mean as much. And that's why the 2 main planets beyond Earth have all the strange stuff I'm going to mention in this video. Aether directly affects things like gravity and light and reality stabilization, which is why strange things do happen in Earth, weird, odd things that can't be explained, but not enough to where it would cause alarm. But these strange things that happen here happen more often as we go down. But just know that the most important part of the aether in this lore is how it affects magic and energies and vibrations. Things like psychic communications and palm readings and future telling and soothsaying and all that kind of stuff, that happens more and it's more realistic where there's no aether or where there's less aether. Things like projections and ghosts and haints and everything like that, beings of the ethereal realm, they can exist outside of the aether, which is why here on Earth you have sightings of like Bigfoot and ghosts and that kind of thing, and magic that happens but can't be explained because there's so much aether here that keeps everything in line. Okay, so just to make sure you're still with me here and you haven't clicked out the video and you're not going insane, let's recap a few things. In the world behind the ice wall lore, Earth, Atlas, and Akupara are on top of each other like a galactic snowman. They're connected by their southern poles, and beyond those walls of ice, or walls or borders or whatever, is how you get to the different planets. Everything is surrounded by this aether.
So you find it hard to believe that there are no photos of Beyond the Ice Wall anywhere on the internet. Well, let me show you the one photo that people do genuinely believe shows what is beyond the ice wall, and that is this one right here. This photo shows some sort of advanced civilization that has egg-like buildings right next to a bunch of healthy green vegetation, which is very close to the ice wall. I mean, look at how close that is. How is that even possible for all that to exist? And this is the same thing that Admiral Byrd said that he saw in like the year 1912 or something, when he flew over by Antarctica. He said he saw green vegetation everywhere and he wasn't expecting it. People were absolutely mind blown when that image first came out, and many thought it could have been AI generated, but there were just too many pixels in the photo and no discrepancies anywhere. It looked like a real photo. Now, I've come into contact actually a few people who've said that they went beyond the ice wall, and one of them actually sent me 2 photos of what supposedly is over there, and he told me not to share it, but I can describe it. So one of them had some sort of ancient Greek pantheon on some green vegetation, and the other one just showed a sort of oasis right next to the ice wall. So there's that. You gotta be kidding me. These guys found the entrance to the ice wall right before I was about to go and discover it for myself in the Antarctic Ocean. I had just organized a group of 4 people out of the 5 that we need, but it looks like the race is on and these guys found it first. What is that over there? Did you see that? It looks like land past Antarctica. I've been saying this the entire time for over a year, especially after this photo got leaked, which is supposedly a drone shot of a city right next to the ice wall in Antarctica, and it is just described like what Admiral Byrd said when he flew over Antarctica 100 years ago, and he saw lush vegetation and new land nobody has ever seen before. But you know what? I can't be too mad at these guys because all they're doing is proving the rest of us right. We know that there's secret land out there that has been hidden from us. And I've been telling you, there's a new age that is about to occur, an age of exploration, and we're going to be expanding. There's going to be a huge boom in technology within the next few years. I'm calling it. Just wait and see.
They used to fucking cut the glands straight from the fucking beaver's ass, then fucking squeeze them until some nasty yellow goo came oozing out. Sounds fucking disgusting, right? But get this. The fucking goo actually smelled sweet as fuck because of the beaver's diet, and someone thought, hey, let's fucking put this in food. Eventually, they wised the fuck up and swapped it out for fucking chemicals that taste pretty much the same, but here's the fucked up twist. Some fucking perfumes still use beaver goo to this day. And guess what? You might even be fucking sipping on it right now if you've got a glass of your favorite whiskey in hand. Cheers to fucking beaver butt flavoring your fucking drink.
They kind of like change everything.
But where you learn that
to
at?
control you. I learned it from God. I learned it from God.
What God?
The real God, not the demigod you serve. Not the God of this world.
What God I serve?
I'm saying it's a God you serve. See, I serve a God that's a woman. God a bitch. I mean, I'm sorry. Don't fight me down. I'm sorry. I'm kind of like used to the world. I be calling, they call women bitches down here. That's what my mama, but I didn't mean call, bitch, but God a woman.
Okay.
That's what my mama. I know, this shit not funny. Stop playing with me. Every time I come down, y'all get to laugh. Stop playing with me. God a woman. I'm gonna tell you what happened, right?
He believe that too.
No, I'm gonna keep it real. God a woman.
You gonna tell them what I believe? What the stand for? See, first of all, let him finish. Okay, let me finish. Go ahead. Before you just start attacking me. I ain't attacking you.
Listen.
I'm gonna attack him in a minute. Go ahead and do what you gotta do. I'm gonna listen. Go ahead.
I gotta keep it real.
Keep it real.
God a woman, all right? And what she did, her name is, for everybody that knows, if y'all want to pray to Sophia. All right, God named Sophia, right?
You know Sophia.
I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't coming to play pastor. Look, pastor, amen. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Good. Listen, so God a woman named Sophia, and God made somebody, right? And the person that God made was like a man. And what God made is like, man, this man that he made, well, that she made, because it's feminine energy. So I like to say women, but it's a feminine energy. And she made like a male energy. And this male energy that she made thought like he was bigger than everybody. He thought like he was the best. She's like, no. She locked him in the firmament. He got inside this firmament. He said, I'm bigger than you. I am the God. So he said, you know what? He created angels. He created heaven. He created hell. He created everything. And he said it was good. The Bible, right? He said everything was good. But then he created Adam. But when he created Adam, he noticed he couldn't get life into Adam. Because Adam couldn't breathe. So Sophia came down and blew life into Adam. Adam came up. Said it was good. But he said, you know what? It ain't good. Because now he can move. He took Adam real. Adam was asleep. made a woman. Bang. The woman got up. Woman got up. Everything good. They running around. They naked. Shit good. But one day, the woman seen Sophia. But we call Sophia Jesus. She said, I'm going to tell you about that later. She said, Sophia. Sophia say, no, that's not God. You trapped. She go back, women.
How you doing? I'm coming to you with a hot, juicy, sensual message.
She go back and say, look, nigga. Well, I don't know what you call him, nigga. Nah. She said, look, you think we trapped? He said, we got to be trapped. The fake God said, you know what? I'm going to curse you now, bitch. Forever, yo gonna hurt when you have babies because you told this nigga the truth. And then, y'all gonna die early because you told this nigga the truth. Stop playing on me. Don't tell him the truth. And forever, they was washed away, and it's like a little thing, a little trick. So the demigod, which is not really God, created all of this.
Okay.
And they got like tablets, and they took all of these tablets and they made the Bible, the Quran, all this shit to keep you in like heaven or hell. Because heaven or hell, you don't want to go to neither. I tell you that. Because if you go to either, you're stuck. Because all of them was made by the fake God. That's what I'm about. Stop playing with me.
Now, let's see what Doom say about that.
No, I'm not going to respond to that.
Okay, respond
what he
what
just
you
said.
thought.
All that shit he just said, no. You go ahead and respond to that. You go ahead and I'm going to end this thing out at the end. Okay, because I got to make sense.
I want to hear what
of
you
all
said. I got to make sense. Because I'm in agreement with...
You can't make sense of that. That's the truth. Listen, I love y'all. Listen, I love all of y'all. I want to tell y'all that when Jesus came, listen, I love you. I love y'all. I'm not here to make nobody look stupid. I'm here to wake y'all up. Listen, I swear to God, when Jesus came for one reason, bro. It's on my life, man. I won't lie to y'all, bro. I went there and play games. Jesus came for one reason to tell y'all was God and y'all was stuck. He didn't come here to put shit in the book for everybody to run around in religion, gang. He ain't come here for that shit. Like, how can you live life not knowing what's right and wrong? Every mistake I make, I may end up going to hell, gang. How the fuck did I live like this? I'm not playing shit. I'm funny, bro.
That's why. But hold
Why
on.
you pointing at me?
That's him.
Let me get your attention for a minute, America. Have you ever been wondering about what's behind the ice walls? Now check this out. This guy right here got the maps of the ancient times. He finna break it down. Wait.
Okay, so let's talk about this in a lot more detail. Okay, so this is Earth right here, right? North, Central, South America, Africa. This is our one rotating sun. And this is the other district. It's still in our district, but, this is our part of our realm. This whole thing is our realm right here. So the whole thing is our realm. Right here is Lilith's gates. This is Hades' gate. This is where Lilith's castle is at right here in this area. And if we could really catch a boat here, the Ancestral Republic's right here. This land's Anik, this Ancestral Republic. They could really get a boat, go to here. But as soon as they get here, they got all these goons right here. This is Lilith's gates. They getting tore the hell up right here and pushed right back. So Elon wants to fly, but he can't fly, right? Because it's too far. He can only fly probably to the Ancestral Republic. From the Ancestral Republic, he got to fly all the way. You know what I'm saying? He can't go this far. We don't have the capabilities to go to the lands of Mars. You know what I'm saying? From this area here. And plus you got to deal with all these people here, so you can't stop and land. You stop and land, man, the Klingons is on your ass real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, and this whole land is a wasteland. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more dragons over here in these mountains right here in the mountain wall. Okay, so you got to fly and get that free energy source from the president, so that way he can fly from here straight across non-stop and land in area in this land right here, somewhere over here. And because the land of Mars is kind of desolate from the old wars that was happening here in these lands, from the Anunnakis and stuff. It was Anunnaki and us having wars all in these lands over here. Okay, custodians, everybody's a part of this war. Them, Nibiru, which is Marduk. Marduk is Anunnaki. Became the king of Nibiru. You got the custodians, which is a mix of Anunnaki. You know what I'm saying? This is still Anunnaki lands, and of course, you got the children of Tiamat, which live here, which are Anunnaki bloodlines too. It's 13 different bloodlines, but they're all living in this areas that I just showed y'all. So, yeah, man, so the reason why they're trying to get up out of here is because Lilith is about to rise up to reclaim everything back. You know what I'm saying? She already took out, you know what I'm saying, the other leader, which is Enki, and now she's controlling the whole realm. So she's about to take control of the whole realm and basically put the prisoners back in prison. The people who are in prison are supposed to be the custodians of this land, right? So that's why majority of the people who are in prison are African American, but really they're supposed to be the custodians of the land, and the roles are supposed to be flipped. So these are the children of Tiamat in these lands. So that's why they're trying to get the hell up out of here. They got to get up out of here as fast as possible, but they're not taking everybody with them. They're only taking the elite. You know You know, and the other people that they're gonna try to go to Greenland and, you know what I'm saying, and Canada to fly out, go to probably this Asgard, which is up here. Asgard's right here. They may try to fly up to Asgard, but Asgard not having it, man. You can only be from a royal bloodline if you live here. They got their own stuff going on right here, everywhere. They got their stuff going on everywhere. You know what I mean? Their own civilization. So, you know, if they think they're about to come to another civilization, Bogar, with the technology that we have, they're toast. So the only choice they have is to fly to Mars. They can't go underwater. The mermaids rule the waters. So they have to go fly across. It's the only choice. And they have to have a port here so they can go back and forth from Mars to Earth, right? And then they ain't going over here. That's a no-no. You know what I'm saying? Now they're nowhere else. They're good. Lands of Draco, I don't think so. The only place close enough for them to reach is right here. So, I mean, but they got to get past all these goons right here, Hell's Gate right here, and I'm pretty sure it's all this area right here. So, it's a lot to cover.
So you're saying there's an entire country we don't know about?
What if I told you there's a part of the Earth no one's ever seen? At least, not the people you know. Everyone's stuck believing the Earth is this perfect little globe where sure you just stroll in a circle, and boom, you're back where you started. Cute idea, right? But tell me, why don't we just cross Antarctica? Oh right, because nobody ever has. You think it's just this cold, useless slab of ice at the bottom of the world, but that's the lie. Antarctica? It's not just land, it's a wall, a barrier. It locks us inside the tiny part of the Earth we think we know. And what lies beyond, that's where things get interesting. The people in power, they know what's on the other side. They make sure you stay clueless like good little sheep, believing you live on 7 continents. But you've got no idea what's out there. Whole continents. Oceans bigger than the Pacific. And humans who have lived beyond that ice wall for centuries were nothing more than their experiment, caged inside this small, controlled space. That's the real reason no one lets you explore Antarctica. They don't want you wandering too far because once you cross that ice, you'd realize we're not in charge of this world at all.
So these tunnels underground, which lead to a vast city beneath Manhattan, were created by the Vanderlei family, who were one of 7 families that allegedly came from beyond the ice wall and discovered our world centuries ago.
Exactly. Story goes our world's a whole lot bigger than we've been led to believe, buddy. That we are allegedly surrounded by this massive ice wall. Somewhere far outside of this ice wall, there is a place called the Ancestral Lands. This is where the Vanderleis were from. They, along with 6 other families, reigned supreme over the Ancestral Lands. They were like royalty. Amidst one of their expeditions, they discovered a massive wall made of ice in the middle of the ocean. Eventually, they found passages in the ice wall big enough for their ship to get inside. And the weeks that followed marked the discovery of 7 different continental landmasses. Each family claimed one. And so our world was born. They devised a plan to populate each continent with their own people from the Ancestral Lands, but only embryos. So they, or we, would have no knowledge of our origins.
Once again, man, I would like to thank y'all for watching, man, and I hope y'all really enjoyed the video, man. You know, I'm always trying to feed these brains out here, man, because people need to know what's really going on, man. And, you know, the name of this is called Life Beyond the Ice Walls, man, and y'all really need to know about this, you know. Life beyond Earth, man, pretty much. So, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, man. And I will be bringing more and more and more videos like this. This is just part 1. This is just part 1, man. As I do my research and bring y'all more information. But do me a favor, man. Like this video. That's all I ask for. You can comment all you want to, man. You can troll or whatever. I don't care, you know. Just do what you gotta do, man. But be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, man. That's all I ask. Even follow me if you got to. Just do it, okay? All right, and I'm gonna say that, you know, I love each and one of y'all, man, and for all my supporters, man, you know, one love to all of y'all, man, for real. But thank y'all in advance, and I'm up out of here, man, and I'm saying that, peace.